is about my reading performative art. I like recording books, doing a weird English accent like Winston Churchill reading Aleister Crowley. I don't know, that's just me. But I think that what I'm reading is very intelligent. It takes a certain ability to do what I do. I don't know many people who can do what I do. I have filmed many testimonials with people that film scripts and they can't read the script perfectly, but I can read perfectly without making any errors reading these works from 1900, which are very complicated. But I also view them as essentially being fun hypnosis documents, and it in a way this is like lifting weights for the brain because it's a highly complicated English formula, which is what I'm reading. It's complicated to read it, but it's also complicated to even comprehend it. So that's the challenge. As a listener and as a speaker, and as I'm live streaming this on many platforms, people are watching me. And Ryan, I just recently live streamed this. I had like hundreds of viewers like yelling at me in the chat. Like you can't believe what people write to you in the chat. It's people really hate watching me read this fucking book, which is the to me like the biggest thrill about doing what I'm doing because it's like people, a lot of them I don't think are native English speakers, but anyways, I think it's interesting what I'm doing, and I hope one day people appreciate it, even though I know they probably won't. But for me, I feel like this is my mental gymnastics, so it's a healthy thing to do. Do you agree?
100%.
Thank you. And if you want to watch the YouTube live or Instagram live or Facebook live, on Instagram we are live at Adrian Dittman Shop and Adrian Dittman News, FYI. And then also Adrian Dittman, as well as 3 live YouTubes. Now we have 2 viewers on YouTube. So you can also go to adriandittman.com. This is a book called The Collected Works of Aleister Crowley. We're going to read a chapter called Immortality. Okay, again, this is kind of like a meditation hypnosis. So take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds, let it go, and say, I am immortality. I moved, remote from fear and pain. The white worms reveled in my brain. Who traveled live may travel dead. The soul's no tenant of the dead, of the head. They had hanged my body by the neck. Bang went the trap. A little speck shot idly upon consciousness, unconscious of the head's distress. When the dropped jaw the body swung so queer and limp, the purple tongue shooting out swollen and awry, men cheered to see the poisoner die. Not he! He grinned one visible grin, the last, then muffled in his sin. He lived and moved unseen of those nude souls that masquerade in clothes, confuse the form and the sensation, and have the illusion, incarnation. I bore myself. Death was so dull. The dead are strangely beautiful. To the newcomer it wears off. They told me I was damned. The shroff gave me $10 max. For ease of English souls, the dead Chinese are taxed to pay my way in hell. On £1 sterling one lives well, for luxuries are cheaply paid, since Satan introduced free trade, and necessaries, woe is me, are furnished to the damned soul free. God's hell, earth's heaven, are not so far. Dinner brought oysters, caviar, anchovies, truffles, curried rabbit, bad for the apoplectic habit, while ancient brandy and champagne washed down the dainties. Once again, I seemed to haunt the continental, a saucy little elemental. Flitted across, I heard it sneer, you won't get water, though I fear that's That's hell all over. Goodbye, greens, water, cold mutton, bread, and beans. They feed us well, like gentlemen, on chilies, seasoned with cayenne. Oh my god, look, dude, Zach. Dude, your boy here, Ryan, has fallen in love with you and is using your PTR.
Hey,
What?
Zach,
Yeah, what's up? Do you wish you looked like
do you
this?
think I look gay?
It's a nice photo. I haven't had this photo of myself in a while.
Well, you've definitely aged, Zach. You're not like some young kid in the yeshiva. You know what I'm saying? Like you got life decisions to make. You got life decisions to make, and that's what this room's all about. About basically getting you out of your identity by reading Aleister Crowley. Just consider this. Well, anyways, I'm reading a book. I am recording this live. We're on YouTube. We've got 8 viewers live on YouTube. This is on X. This is on Instagram. So I'm gonna finish reading this. This is a breathing hypnosis meditation vibration to help you create an equilibrium with yourself, no matter what your circumstances. Isn't that right, Ryan?
And that's exactly right.
Okay, great. And then if you want to correct Ryan and tell him to take your PTR off, that'll be up to you. Okay, so take the deepest breath of the day. The name of this
I
reading
think
is.
it's a great photo. I don't think I could take a better one.
I feel like you should take a selfie of yourself and actually, like, use your real face. Okay, this is called immortality. So take the deepest breath of the day through your nose and hold it for 10 seconds. Let it go and say, I am immortality.
I am immortality.
I am immortality.
God's hell, earth's heaven are not so far. Dinner brought oysters, caviar, anchovies, truffles, curried rabbit, bad for the apoplectic habit, while ancient brandy and champagne washed down the dainties. Once again I seemed to haunt the continental. A saucy little elemental flitted across, I heard it sneer. You won't get water, though, I fear. That's hell all over. Goodbye, greens, water, cold mutton, bread and beans. They feed us well, like gentlemen, on chilies seasoned with cayenne. Worse, one must finish every course. 'Struth, I had rather eat boiled horse. My first friend was an aged monk. He fed on rice and water, sunk his cheeks and cold his blood. You see, the fool was a damned soul like me. He had starved himself on earth in hope, in heaven to banquet with a pope, with God and Christ on either hand, and all the angels' choral band, playing sweet music. Oh, the fool, to treat earth as a baby's school. In hell one lives as one is wont. Punch said to would-be bridegrooms, don't. Might I advise the same to those shapeless and senseless embryos who seek to live? Yes, God is wise enough to set a snare for lies, as well as truths. The soul content on earth in his own element will be content from flesh released, but he who strives to be a beast, or strives to be a god, would gain long bliss for a few hours of pain, or struggles for no matter what, continues, I would rather not. That puzzles grief I did not share, because on earth I did not care. I met a grave philosopher, had sought most nobly not to err, probing God's nature. See his lobes swell with hell's torment. Still he probes the same fool's problem. I explain the simple state of things in vain. He chose to study God and die in it. He made his bed, and he must lie in it. After my dinner I debate, urged to the task by habit's fate, the project of a poisoning. In hell one finds that everything is easy. Poison to my hand, a cunning potion cool and bland, fit to administer the draught. How like old times! I nodded, laughed, poisoned my neighbor, a young girl, sent here for marrying an earl. Of course she did not die, but then on earth I never killed my men. They only die whom one forgets. Remember that each action sets its mark still deeper in the mind. O piteous lot of humankind, whose history repeats itself. Dinner is cleared by no man else. I pay the bill, take Ball's receipt, and stroll off smoking. Soon I meet the fairest, foulest whore that burns. I feeding pays, desire returns. She willing for a copper rin, for an ecstasy of sin, gaily embraces me. A room starts up in the half light, half gloom, perfectly purposed for debauch. In mirrors shines a wicked notch, and on the floor Hawaiian bellas rave in a hula hula. Hells! Fragonard ropes headline the walls with wild indecent bacchanals, and bawdy photographs attest the devil's taste to be the best. I did not sleep at all, but she, O face of deathless agony, O torture of hell's worm, to wrest from peace that miserable breast. Me she strikes in mid-delight, staggered and shattered at the sight. The moment that she slept, I laughed, threat. The bowl I idly quaffed was nectar. She amused me so. You see, my friend, I did not know. I also slept at morn. Then, a low voice whispered in the den, lucky young fellow, brave and clever. This sort of thing goes on forever. On earth I dreaded impotence, age, death. You see, I had no sense. Best be an old man ere you die. They wish insensibility. So are their pains the duller. Hell is managed infinitely well, from the peculiar standpoint of a god who says that he is love. That was the poet Crowley's point. I think his nose is out of joint. He bet on justice being done, and here it's really rather fun. The unlucky devil, spurred, writes, climbs, does yoga like a bird, just as he was before he died. The ass is never satisfied. He has only been here 40 days, and has already writ 6 plays, made 8 new passes, 1 new peak, is bound to do 2 more this week. And as for meditation, hard he soars from dhyana to samadhi, writes wildly sloka after sloka, storms the arupa brahmaloka, disdains the mundane need of kana, slogs off like Buddha to nibbana. Poor devil, one thing makes me weep. He was wise one way, and scorned sleep. Wherefore he sleeps not, does not hear that still small dreadful voice of fear. Therefore he realizes not that this is his eternal lot. Therefore he suffers not at all. Luckier is he than one, a small wild girl whose one desire on earth was to be blunt with it, give birth to children. Here she's fairly in it, pumps out her 14 babes a minute. Her under chloroform the voice bids to be gleesome and rejoice. No sterile god balks thine endeavor. This sort of thing goes on forever. I was a humorous youth enough. On earth I laughed when things were rough. Therefore I take it now in Hades. The funny side of things in ladies engages my attention. Well, you know enough of life in hell. I was an altruist, my brothers. My life one long kind thought for others. For me 6 maidens wear the willow. Poisoning is a peccadillo. Hence I'm disposed to give advice, simple, if possibly not nice. Shun life, an awkward task and deep, but if you cannot, then shun sleep. Suppose I thus had prophesied, gone to my wife to bed, and died. Epilogue. The King Ghost. The King Ghost is abroad. His spectre legions sweep from the icy lakes and bleak ravines unto these weary and untrodden regions, where man lies penned among his might have-beens. Keep us in safety, Lord, what time the King Ghost is abroad. The King Ghost, from his grey malefic slumbers, awakes the malice of his bloodless brain. He marshals the innumerable numbers of shrieking shapes on the sepulchral plain. Keep us for Jesus' sake, what time the King Ghost is awake. The King Ghost wears a crown of hopes forgotten, dead loves are woven in his ghastly robe, bewildered wills and faiths grown old and rotten, and deeds undared his scepter's sword and globe. Keep us, O merry maid, what time the King Ghost goes arrayed. The hell wind whistles through his plumbless pinions, clanks o'er that melancholy host of bones. Fate's principalities and death's dominions echo the drear discord, the tuneless tones. Keep us, dear God, from ill, what time the hell wind whistles shrill. The King Ghost hath no music but their rattling, no scent but death grown faint and fugitive, no light but this their leprous pallor, battling weakly with night. Lord, shall these dry bones live? Oh, keep us in the hour wherein the King Ghost hath his power. The King Ghost girds me with his gibbering creatures. My dreams of old that never saw the sun, he shows me in a mocking glass their features. The twin fiends might have been and should have done. Keep us by Jesus' truth. What time the King Ghost grins the truth. The King Ghost boasts eternal usurpature, for in this pool of tears his fingers fret. I had imagined by enduring nature the twin gods. Thus will I, and may be yet. God, keep us most from ill, what time the King Ghost grips the will. Silver and rose and gold, what flame resurges, what living light pours forth in emerald waves, what inmost music drowns the clamorous dirges. Shrieking they fly, the King Ghost and his slaves. Lord, let thy ghost indwell and keep us from the power of hell. Amen. Kneel down, dear maiden of mine, and let your eyes get knowledge with a soft and glad surprise. Who would have thought you would have had it in you? Say nothing, on the contrary, continue. So continue, which means do. Be productive. So welcome to Magic Book. I've got a heart out in 2 minutes, Zach. Anything you want to say? How are you? How was your journey in Israel? I found good luck when I came back.
It was good, yeah. Maybe I'll get some good luck now that I'm back. How could you have a hard out in 2 minutes? You have something to do?
Yes, yes, I do.
All rotten. This entire bag of potatoes.
I was gonna say I found luck in a woman because she was beautiful and she was Jewish.
We'll see. I just dropped my. Oh my God! All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. It's all good. I got a. You got a heart out. I've got a problem here. I've got a good problem to solve.
God, do you want to say
Nothing like a
anything?
good problem to solve.
God, do you want to say anything? Because I'm gonna heart out in 1 minute. This has been Magic Book. This is my second part reading today from the collected works of Aleister Crowley. This video is now 21 minutes and 13 seconds long. Okay, this is my heart out. I want to bless you, Zach, God, Koran, John, Edmund, Clownhouse. This has been Magic Talima, Sacred Text, the Magic Book by Aleister Crowley, Immortality, Hypnosis. You can reach me at 312-498-0517. That's 312-498-0517, or go to johnkittever.com, or go to onlyfanvid.com, or go to adriandittman.com. That's right. Follow Adrian Dittman on YouTube, on X, on every major platform. This has been a reading by Quran Glorious. This is Quran Allah on Clownhouse. That's right. Some recent rooms have been reading the works of Aleister Crowley book, Elon Musk live stream 12/24. That was Christmas Eve. Alan Watts Dow, Car, Emoji Car, Ram Dass, Golf Brain Science, Quran audiobook Glorious Allah, and then To Go or Not to Go, and Stoic Xmas. That's what is on my profile, which is Quran the Glorious, or Quran Allah on Clubhouse. Okay, God, hope you enjoyed being in the audience. Do you want to come up and say anything before I end the room? This has been Magic Book, Aleister Crowley, Immortality, Hypnosis. No? I'm going to try to invite you one more time if you have something you want to say. I get the feeling you don't speak. Okay, God bless. I hope you have a great day. Thanks, bye.
There's a lot of criticism.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like this YouTube channel, share it, subscribe it, comment. God bless you. Health, wealth, love, peace of mind.